Most people associate acne with teenage hormones, oily skin, or maybe poor hygiene, but few realize that what's on your plate may be directly affecting what's on your face. And among the most underestimated dietary contributors to acne are carbohydrates, especially refined starches. From white bread and sugary cereals to pasta, rice, crackers, and even seemingly healthy snacks like granola bars, the modern diet is flooded with carbohydrate-rich foods that can disrupt hormonal balance and aggravate the skin. The link between diet and acne is no longer speculative. Growing research points to high glycemic, starch-heavy diets as a significant trigger for breakouts, increased oiliness, and chronic skin inflammation. What makes refined carbohydrates so harmful to the skin is how rapidly they are digested and absorbed, leading to sharp spikes in blood sugar and insulin levels. These insulin surges don't just affect energy and weight, they also influence a cascade of skin-related hormones. High insulin levels stimulate the release of insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, a hormone that promotes increased sebum, skin oil, production, accelerates the turnover of skin cells, and enhances the inflammatory processes that are central to acne development. The more sebum produced, the more likely pores are to become clogged, and the more food there is for acne-causing bacteria like Cutibacterium acnes to thrive. For many people, especially teenagers and young adults, high-starch foods are a dietary staple. Toast for breakfast, noodles or pizza for lunch, and white rice or potatoes for dinner are often eaten in large portions and multiple times per day. Add in snacks like chips or sweetened yogurts, and the skin is subjected to a constant barrage of high glycemic insults. What seems like an unrelated meal plan may in fact be fueling a persistent acne cycle, one that resists even the best skincare products. Even worse, the cosmetic industry rarely addresses diet in acne treatment recommendations. Topical creams and cleansers often only treat the surface symptoms, while the internal causes, driven by poor diet, go ignored. This leads to frustration as many continue to experience flare-ups despite doing everything right on the outside. But the problem is deeper. Acne is fundamentally an inflammatory condition, and a diet rich in refined starches contributes to chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body, including the skin. Some studies have found that populations consuming traditional, low-starch diets, such as hunter-gatherer groups and indigenous tribes, experience little to no acne, even among adolescents. But when those same populations adopt westernized diets high in refined grains and sugars, acne begins to appear. This stark contrast points to diet, not genetics, as a major determinant in skin health. And within the diet, high-starch, high-glycemic foods appear to be among the most inflammatory and disruptive culprits. There's also a psychological burden tied to diet-induced acne. For teens, skin problems can lead to lowered self-esteem, social anxiety, and even depression. When this is made worse by unknowingly consuming foods that exacerbate the issue, foods that are often presented as normal or healthy, it adds insult to injury. A teenager drinking orange juice and eating cereal for breakfast may think they're making responsible choices, but their skin may respond with painful cysts and oily breakouts. Adults are not immune either. Many struggle with persistent adult acne, unaware that their rice bowls, baguettes, or energy bars are quietly triggering hormonal disturbances that show up on their skin. Despite the evidence, the link between high-starch diets and acne is often dismissed or downplayed by mainstream nutritionists and dermatologists. Some argue that there's no single acne diet, or claim that individual responses vary too much to draw strong conclusions. But ignoring the pattern, refined starches spike insulin. Insulin raises sebum and inflammation, and these changes promote acne, is a disservice to those suffering from chronic skin conditions who might benefit dramatically from dietary shifts. The fix is not necessarily to eliminate all carbs, but to shift toward low-glycemic, anti-inflammatory options. This means cutting back on white bread, sugary cereals, instant noodles, fries, and pastries, and instead choosing foods like leafy greens, legumes, sweet potatoes, quinoa, berries, nuts, and fatty fish. These not only help stabilize blood sugar, but also provide essential nutrients like zinc, omega-3s, vitamin A, and antioxidants, all of which support healthy skin from the inside out. In short, your diet doesn't just affect your waistline or your blood sugar. It shows up on your face. A high-starch, Low-nutrient diet is a silent saboteur of skin health, accelerating oil production, worsening inflammation, and feeding the bacteria that cause acne. If you've tried every cream, every cleanser, and every dermatologist-approved regimen without success, it may be time to look at what's on your plate. Because in the case of acne, you really are what you eat, and what you eat might be causing your skin to suffer.